So, chat, on both YouTube and Twitch, here we go. This is our next replay. This is the Napoli. Leo saved up so many channel points so that we can cover his replay, even more so because over New Year's, I increased the number of channel points required because so many people were using covering replays. Leo finally said, to hell with this. I subbed, and thank you, Leo, for your sub. And here is our game in the Napoli. So this is a tier 10 Italian cruiser. She's known for a few things. One, she's got incredibly thick side armor. So she can bounce battleship shells, which is great in a cruiser. Two, she's got really long range torpedoes, 13.5 kilometer range, if I remember right.
I think so. About 13.
Yeah, 13.5. She's got concealment. She's got fuel smoke. I like to call it deep water smoke because you can't be detected while you're using it. She's got great AP. Her main battery, it's either AP or HE. HE is okay, but it's really the AP where it shines. And then you also have the SAP secondaries that comes in handy. Inflation hit Twitch. Yeah, so because of me doing lurk mode, a lot of people are farming channel points. So I had to raise that price a little bit to compensate accordingly for people that are farming points on lurk mode. Ellen Rez, thanks for the follow. So, Leo, is there a special captain involved in this?
No.
No. Okay, standard captain. All right, so let's go ahead and take a look at Leo's build. Let's pull this up. For your upgrades, you've got main armaments mod 1, engine room protection, secondaries, propulsion, concealment, main battery mod 3. Okay. Leo, are you the kind of person that ever slows down once you start moving?
Not sure.
Okay. His answer is not sure. So the reason I'm asking is because if you look at the rudder shift time, 12.5 seconds is quite long. And if you're not sure, you're probably better off running the steering gears in slot 4 instead of propulsion. That gets your rudder shift time down to just about 10 seconds. My general rule of thumb is a battleship needs to be 15 seconds or less, a cruiser 10 seconds or less, and a destroyer 5 seconds or less. So for me, that's kind of how it works. Iron Meal says, after game start, I just remove the S key from the keyboard. Fair enough. If that's you, you're probably going to do better off of steering gears. If you're the kind of person that kites away, knows how to stop, and knows how to play W and S games, moving forward, moving backward, then absolutely propulsion makes sense. But otherwise, I would go steering. Okay. Now, Leo said this is a standard captain. So a standard captain, we've got 10 points, gun feeder, and Archimelli with the raid. Thank you, Archimelli. We've got gun feeder, priority target, superintendent, and concealment expert. Okay. Not bad for your early points. Gun feeder, that's fine. Now you said this was your first game in the ship, is that right, Leo?
My stream with 15 viewers.
I'm sorry, can you say that again? You're quite quiet.
12.
12?
4th game. 4th.
Okay. All right, so you've had a little bit of experience on the ship. Remember, this is a premium ship, so you can put any captain on it. I'm curious, 4th game. Okay, I'm curious, Leo, why did you not put Sansonetti or somebody else on this ship?
I don't have any special captains.
Okay, you don't have any special captains. Sansonetti, by the way, very good to pick up if you can. Sansonetti is a fantastic captain. Any of the captains are. I've got a YouTube video about this, why it's so important. You absolutely want to put your resources towards getting the captains first because they buff all premium ships and whatever tech tree ship they're assigned to. So keep that in mind. As far as your build for 10 points, it's fine. I don't see anything wrong with this build for 10 points. Where do you think you're going to go from here, Leo?
I just follow the Google document from the World of Warships Discord.
Okay. Okay. So his answer was he will just follow the Google Doc for what to upgrade. So if I go to my Google Doc and I search for Napoli, what am I going to get here? Not Indianapolis. Here's the Napoli. So, okay. So what he's saying basically is his next step, that's number 5, would be to go Adrenaline Rush, followed by Survivability Expert, followed by Top Grade Gunner, and then finally Consumables Specialist. And that's fine. Nothing wrong with that. But I like this as a basic game. Cincinnati is fantastic for Italian tech trade cruisers because bots angle away as soon as you slap AP in the barrels, and Cincinnati makes the switch too fast for them. Fair enough. Yeah, the buff gun feeder. Now, Napoli does have one other commander skill available that we haven't talked about, and that is Pack a Punch. You gain 20% to your secondary battery firing range, and also 15% torpedo damage. So if you're playing a kiting away cruiser on the flank, this is a fantastic skill to have. But you're probably giving up Survivability Expert or Superintendent in order to be able to do that. You want to keep Adrenaline Rush. Let's move along to your flags. You've got Anti-Det, both Fire Chance flags, Fire Extinguishing, Heal, Speed, Secondaries, and Anti-Air. I'm curious, why both Fire... Are you planning on spamming HE this game?
I feel like HE is a bit stronger sometimes, cause when I use AP, always overpen or like non-pen.
Okay, so what Leo said, if you couldn't hear him, is that he feels that HE is a stronger choice here because AP will constantly overpen targets or not do enough damage. So I will say, if you're finding that your Napoli AP is not penetrating, then you need to consider how you're shooting and setting up your shots. Napoli AP absolutely slaps broadside cruisers especially, and then up close will slap battleships. So if you're newer to the Napoli, I understand using the Fire Chance flags, but personally, I would probably use the, maybe you could use the Flood Chance, and ramming is a good choice.
Smoke duration.
Smoke duration is fantastic in an Italian cruiser with that fuel smoke.
And the cooldown too.
And the consumables was the next thing I was going to mention. Yes, consumables is absolutely a must. So I would maybe run those. Anti-air you could probably get away with not using. If you're playing in
I would
randoms...
drop the anti-air and take a flooding chance flag for the torps or the ramming flag, because the AA is really nothing worth writing home about.
And if you pack a punch, if you spec in to pack a punch, then you can absolutely go with your secondaries. If you don't, then I would go for the ramming flag. I might go for something like this. I agree, Grumpy.
But yeah, I find myself pretty much almost exclusively shooting AP in Napoli because the HE, quite frankly, is not good.
The HE is quite anemic. It will pen stuff, it'll set fires, but the problem is the overall damage that you do. 569... Oh, wait, where is it? Did I miss it?
450.
Thank you. There it is. I can't see today, guys. Remember, a penetrating hit with HE does 1/3 of that. You're only doing 1,000 and 1,100 and change with a penetrating hit versus AP. A penetration there is 2,000. You're already doing twice the damage with a single AP penetration. And it scales up from there, right? Into citadels and stuff. Alright, let's get to the replay. Drop the build viewer. Here we go.
By the way, Leo, I don't know if you noticed it, but in the Google Doc there's actually 2 builds in for the Napoli. One is a traditional cruiser build, and the second one below that is the secondary build.
Yep. And I would say the secondary build is a lot of fun.
From the start with this little information, like where would you go? Recommend like positioning? I have no clue.
Leo, is there any way you can turn up your mic at all? It's really hard to hear you.
I'll check in Discord.
Okay.
I think he asked where he would go there. I would go like south of the A cap, like go between those two islands there, and then maybe try to get in a flanking position where you can support your destroyer. Like maybe like I2.
Sorry, guys, I sneezed some pears. Yes, the Napoli is great on a flank. So the last thing you want to do is head the direction you're heading, which is towards the middle of the map. I would agree with Grunty. You should be going along the J line and work your way towards the flank on the enemy team.
Can you try to like go in Discord and pull my volume to the maximum?
Okay, thank you, Leo. Appreciate it. Chat, what I'm going to do, just to make it easier for everybody to hear, including me, I'm going to pause music for right now. Just so we can hear him better, okay? This kind of Napoli is too aggressive. Well, I mean, he's putting himself in front of the entire enemy team. He is the closest, other than the Z-44, who's currently smoked. So yes, this is absolutely a concern. Tier 8 carrier. Not that big of a deal. You got planes.
Yeah, you don't want to sit bow on something. Like
Right.
you want to be moving in this ship.
Yep. Fortunately for Leo, the enemy team, or sorry, his teammates, call them the enemy sometimes because I'm used to playing ranked. His teammates are moving up. I would continue to back up here though. I don't like that you're moving forward now.
I think he's actually, yeah, the plane spotting.
That's the problem, the plane spotting. If he was dark, he could move forward and he could turn accordingly. Planes have, nope, they're still up. By the way, I'm gonna pause for a sec. I don't know if you know this, Leo, the rest of the chat too. I struggle with this. Big O pointed out to me last stream or stream before that. You could be using your ASW planes right now to clear away the enemy carrier's fighters. It's very simple. You click on the ASW here, the depth charge airstrike, and then you put them as close to the enemy fighters as you can. The planes come in and they go away, and the enemy fighters latch onto them. It's a great way to get rid of and negate the enemy carrier spotting.
Yeah, you just set them basically behind the circle or through the circle that they fly
Yeah.
through.
Exactly.
And unless the carrier has interceptors, which you know he doesn't because he was spotting you with those planes, they will latch on ASW planes.
Right.
Will
Alright,
help you
Petros.
destroy a big time too.
Exactly. Petro is spotted. He's not a threat as long as you stay bow into him, but at the same time, you're not going to kill him as long as you stay bow into him either. Here's where if you had gone along the J line, you might be able to get onto his flank. Also, it's time to heal. Enemy could cross-map him through the gap in the islands. That is true, Dutch, but you know what? This is a random battle. So what happens in randoms? People just stop and sit. Because they don't know what else to do. Rip your 44.
You probably got radared and then decided to
Right.
shoot.
Right, well, as you do in a Z44, right? Oops. Ooh, Paulo died. Charging the Hindenburg. Trying to make a big O play. I'm not sure about the secondary buffs either, Simongoose, but hey, they made it into the game, so there they go, right?
Where will you move to if you are in my position? Like right now.
Right now, where would I move to? The back of the map. Honestly, I would turn and leave and go to B. You've got
It's
enough.
Either that or you go all the way out to the border so you can have cross shots when the enemy cruisers finally push into the A cap.
Correct. But the thing
Going
is,
to B side is probably bad. Like you're playing this like a bowling cruiser, like you would play a Moscow or a Stalingrad.
yeah,
Like you need to be an opportunistic flanker. It's also probably why your AP doesn't work for you. You need to move your ship in a position where the AP can be effective. If you're just sitting there bow on and everybody's bow on to you, the AP is never gonna work.
right. I do like the use of a heal here, by the way. That's a good time to use the heal. Tone, here's where you want to switch to AP. And you don't do it. Didn't you take Gunfeeder?
I think yes.
You did. So you took the one thing that would really help you in that situation because of Tone, and you didn't use it. That being said, the Giuseppe took him out anyways, but you had a really good opportunity there to change to AP. But that's a good question, Leo, where you should be. Because, I mean, your Magi, Thunderer, Castilla, Giuseppe Verdi, and Yamato, in theory, should be able to destroy anything on that flank. If they can't, frankly, that's on them. That has nothing to do with your skill and ability.
I would probably use a smoke here just to turn around.
This is a good opportunity to smoke. I was just going to mention that. Yep. Good opportunity to smoke. Or, Devil's Advocate, load AP, smoke, and charge. Get on the side of the Loria. Get on the side of the Salem. Get on the side of the Preußen. You could do some really dirty things that way.
Yeah. I'd be more inclined to do the charge play if he was actually secondary build with a high point captain.
Mm-hmm. Hey, Alan Raz. Welcome aboard. I'm glad to hear I'm helping you out. That's the whole point of this channel. And at any point, you're welcome to share a replay you'd like to have covered. Okay, so you're using the smoke because you just got smacked really hard from, I think that was the Venezia?
I
don't think it was the
think
Kerr
it
first.
was the battleship on the
Kerr first?
right now. I think
Huh.
so.
It's hard to tell. We'd have to look later.
I kind of like stuck in the middle of like two battleships, so I turned him.
I mean, this is smart to use the smoke to leave. It's just like Grunty said, this would have been good to use a minute or two ago. You've gotten 2 fires so far. There's the Venezia. You haven't used your torpedoes once, by the way, and they reach 13.5 kilometer. You could absolutely fire torpedoes towards the Venezia here.
You quite frankly should.
I like the stop here because this allows you to control the engagement. I always talk about this. Slowing down while you're bow out allows you to kite away appropriately. Now, if you had a secondary build, by the way, your secondaries would be going off on the Venezia. Would that matter here? I don't know. But it would make you feel good.
Some extra damage.
Yeah.
But quite frankly, he has a 10-point captain. You can't really build for secondaries with 10-point captain because
No.
you need the core build first.
Correct. Correct. Okay. And now you're dealing with the fact that all these ships are going to chase after you. I'd have AP in the barrels for the Venezia in case he comes out broadside to you. Right here. Right here, you actually might have a shot through this island. And imagine if that was AP right there. Venezia is wisely turning away.
You could put up your fighter plane in the hopes that maybe it spots it again. Probably not gonna happen, but... Ouch.
Yeah, well, that was SAP. If it was AP, that might actually be worse. So you kind of got lucky there. King Grey Donut, thank you for the follow. Welcome to the channel, my dude. Make sure you type exclamation point ticket to get in for our giveaway, okay? Leo wants intelligence data. I don't know that you need it. You're leading right now. Let the team make their own decisions. Hey, Rogue, don't encourage them to go in YOLO, because then they will do it and they will die, and then you'll be like, what happened to my team?
Encourage it.
There's much better boats if someone wants to play cruiser this way. Sure, Snow Mongoose, that's true. But I think it's important for us to talk about why this isn't the optimal play style for the Napoli. Here, AP would be another good choice. Venezia is basically forced to go into the B cap. You know he's probably going to show you broadside here. So this is a really good opportunity to have AP in the barrels. Instead, you've got HE. He's going to be bow on to you. Oh, look, the Nebraska killed the Hindenburg, the horror. And look, he's turning out. This would have been a better salvo with AP.
Yeah.
You can't fault
It
them
wasn't
for the
quite anchored.
HE. You
But I
can't
would've-
fault them for HE, right? You don't know if he's going to turn out.
Correct.
I would have
Started
definitely
dumping and
switched.
gone in.
Now we're switching to AP,
Mm-hmm.
but the Venetia is smoking.
Disregard the giveaway there. Puddin, what is the giveaway? Is it the blue boosters? I think it's blue boosters, isn't it?
Okay.
Stream Elements giveaway bot is kind of... Yeah, it's camos and boosters. Stream Elements giveaway bot is all derped up, so just ignore that part. Hey, Classic.
It's broken.
I probably would have smoked up here myself, just to not get spotted by those planes.
And there's the nice Citadel there.
I would have.
Smoke?
I would have tried for 2 citadels, not the 1.
Oh, okay.
Just
So
saying.
smoke would have been helpful once the Venezia died, because then you could use that smoke to dodge the cruiser. So 1 Citadel, 3 fire, 71,000 damage. Decent XP. You came in 4th place on the team.
It's actually kind of surprising.
We wanted to get an idea of what he took damage from. Venezia sap. Yep, I was right. He did not fire HE. That was all sap.
I was the Kurfürst smacked him once too.
Yep, there's the smack. 20,000 damage for 11 hits, 11 shells. Okay.
The Kurfürst and Preußen touched him.
Preußen hit him as well. Yes. Gloria
touched
tried
him.
with the sap. Yep. But, I mean, that's what happens if you're going to sit bow in. You make it easy for the enemy to hit you. I did not do the giveaway where Puddin sings Christmas classics. Damn, I didn't think about that. That would be great.
Oh no! Something happened to that message. That's never gonna happen.
Uh-oh.
Also,
I
All
can
right.
still read it. Shall I repeat it for chat?
All right. Leo, do you have any questions, any other things you want to discuss from that replay?
So if I play Napoli, should I just go like to like the edge of the map, left
Yes.
or right flank?
Always.
I mean, not necessarily directly to the edge of the map, but you want to be in a flanking position where you give yourself a chance to use the AP.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you have a higher point captain, you have the full secondary, where if necessary, you could just charge into the enemy team and get into a brawl.
Right.
Because like here, you're pretty much just sitting duck bow on here, and you're kind of forced to be shooting HE here because except for the tone when it pops up, nothing gives you a good broadside.
Right.
So,
So-
let's say I'm facing like 2 battleships on the side. What should I do?
Smoke and run.
Smoking.
I mean,
Serious?
kiting position, like stern in, stay kiting position at like 14, 15 kilometers. And if they don't show you the side, you gotta shoot HE. If they show you the side, you shoot AP at them.
Yep.
And like, quite frankly, if you have the full secondary build, and depending on what battleships they are, you might actually be able to just smoke and go at them and use your torps and your secondaries and kill both of them. That's quite frankly what Napoli is good at, because she's so damn tanky.
Right.
Yeah, only rush if it's like 1 versus 1. Or
Correct.
like when should I push with smoke?
Correct.
You
You
just
rush
have
if
to make
it's
sure that when you do those rushes and you pop your smoke, that you can actually still see what you're charging. Like, be it with your fighter plane or someone else is spotting them, but you don't want to go completely blind.
yes. Also, you want to make sure the person you're rushing does not have radar or hydro because that defeats your smoke. So, let me go back to the beginning here. I'm gonna take a look at the deployment. I think this is important to kind of discuss. If you look at it, almost everybody on your team goes to A. I'm pausing it right here. Yamato, Castilla, Talon, Magi, Giuseppe Verdi, Thunder, you, Z44, all heading to A. Only 3 ships, Shimakaze, Hindenburg, Mecklenburg going to C. At this point, Leo, I probably would have turned for C.
You know,
It takes too long to get all the way over.
I was honestly thinking the same thing, Zach, and then I looked what went to C. Hindenburg and Mecklenburg. Good luck outranging them in Napoli.
But
In other
but he
words,
should be
they're
at
going to
the,
go up
like,
closer and they're going to get themselves. And what Putin is trying to say is that Leo will be closer to the enemy, therefore be shot at more than the Mecklenburg and Hindenburg.
Yeah.
I'd still like him just to be south of that island in I3. And then he can probably from there, right now, go around, use the island as cover, and just charge those 2 cruisers that are sitting in G1.
Ironically, I would have been more central towards B. Like,
Yeah.
like as stupid as that sound, like it's not the most optimal, but you
Well,
have the entirety of your team here.
yep.
Most of their team is here because, you know, you can see they're all, you know, coming down.
Yep.
And
would
if
have
the
to
enemy is going to push in through C, you do have some island coverage to out the other guys. And if they start pushing in, smoke up, you got literally everybody's broadside.
That you do. Well, we're going to have to move on from here because we are only 4 replays in. I've got less than an hour left in the stream and I've got 4 more replays to do.
I mean, but at the end of the day, we're
No,
talking
it's not.
like 71k damage.
Mm-hmm.
Right. I'm going to assume this is a ship he's not as familiar with. I know he's missing 1 captain point, but whatever on that, right?
No, he's a 10-point captain. He's missing way more.
Okay, so he doesn't have a captain because if 14 is minimum for me for a tier 10, anything below that is okay. You've got all the basic skills, great. You don't have anything buffing the ship.
Yep.
But I mean, 71k damage. You're 4th place. You lived. You didn't do too much wrong. And 2 million potential tank, that's a battleship's job. So, like, for me, that's an extremely good game for an individual. Right?
Yeah.
Could things have gone better? Could you have? Yes. And that goes for, like, even my 300k damage games. I could have done more. There's always more you could have done. But at the end of the day, it's a really good game. You should be proud of it.
Thank you.
You're welcome, Leo. No problem. Thanks for subbing and sending the replay. That was some good feedback. All right. Well, guys, let's move on. What are we gonna call this replay, by the way? I have no idea what we can title it.
Position.
Say that again.
Positioning.